basically Grixis Delver, but trying to be more in on Sprite Dragon and play Spellstutter Sprite as a hedge against all the Lurrus decks. Having really cheap spells also helps protect the Spellstutter Sprite, or sorry, the Sprite Dragon. Very, very similar list. One other thing is, I think that if you play Spellstutter Sprite, it allows you to main deck Seal of Fire. I think it's hard to main deck Seal of Fire in Delver because it's not an instant or sorcery to flip Delver. And with 4 Baubles, I think you're just playing too many non-instants and sorceries. But we're not playing Delver in this shell, so like we get to main deck Seal of Fire, which is really powerful with Lurrus. That is the main difference. So let's go ahead and play some Sprites. Yeah, the goal for today is to figure out if I like Delver, Sprites, or Lurrus the most. And before, I was a little more in on Sprites than Delver before, but I've also been playing... Sprites for the Modern Streamer, or sorry, Delver for the Modern Streamers League, and I really liked that deck, so I was wondering if maybe I was wrong. I'm gonna mulligan this hand. Gonna keep this hand, probably putting back the second dragon. I'm gonna try to get the Stream Decker up to date as well. Ooh, Mausoleum Wanderer. That's giving me a flashback. Well, Seal of Fire is really good against Mausoleum Wanderer. I might get Blood Crypt here. So the thing about this deck is, like, you know, you need double black for Lurrus, you need triple blue for Archmage's Charm, and you also need red early. So the mana is very painful. I'm gonna, you know, try to have Archmage's Charm be castable and have my mana probably be very painful. But Seal of Fire is really nice to have, and it is also very good that we have Lurrus as a way to gain life. Definitely not something Grixis had access to before. Okay, well, let's... So this is not Spirits, this is Blue Steel, which is a deck. Main deck Thorn of Amethyst is pretty nutty. We're going to try to just power through. Do you think this deck needs to splash black, or could white be a consideration? Well, we're not actually splashing black, we're splashing red, I think. I guess, sorry, you're right. This version is splashing. This version is splashing black. This deck is splashing red. You could play white instead, but I think the Unearth and the Drowns are really good, and I don't think Helix is particularly good. I could be wrong. Helix could just be the truth. How much to brew up your own blue steel? $40. So like we've got the official $30. I'll play your 75, but I also kind of have an unofficial. I will brew around a card for $40. Why not 1 or 2 cards? I think Bitter Blossom is just not playable, Grizzly. I have not been happy with Bitter Blossom. I know the card is very cool, of course, but I don't think it's very good right now. Or maybe I also kind of think maybe it's never been good. Oh, sorry, the Golem is also taxing here. Huh. So we get to cast 1 spell this turn. Alright, I'm going to play the Seal of Fire. And then maybe we just, you know, Seal of Fire my opponent's Golem next turn. How much to take to play Blue Steel at the Pro Tour and cosplay a Zoolander? Probably like $10,000. Especially because the Pro Tour is standard and might be a little hard to build Blue Steel in standard. I do not hate blocking here, but I think I'm going to take it. I think that just the Seal of Fire Lurrus is too good to sacrifice. Yeah, so this is a deck that was brewed up by my friend Zach Alsick, actually, a long time ago. Blue Steel, it uses Chief Engineer and this card. I couldn't remember the name, but they just played it. Grand Architect to the goal is to power out powerful artifacts like Thorn, Lodestone Golem, and tax your opponent's mana. It's pretty cool. Alright, so do want to kill this golem. This does let us leave Force of Negation up. We also get to attack with the Lurrus, gain some life. Will I accept 10k channel points? I'll accept it as a down payment. So they're going to put the golem on top, which is fair enough. Because you can tap Architect for artifact mana. So I guess we definitely don't want to trade Lurrus for Golem if our opponent's just going to be able to rebuy it every turn. Oh, right. I would love to lose to this deck, honestly. It's pretty sweet. It looks like we're pretty likely to lose to it. So we're going to play a 3/3 Ballista and kill both of our creatures, and then we're just kind of screwed. Modern is pretty sweet right now, guys. I know that things are all over the place, but I'm having a really good time with it. This deck looks really, really cool. Yeah, I'm not even upset at all. Lightning Bolt would be a good draw. I just paid 3 mana for an opt. They might upkeep get the Ballista back. They decide not to. My bad, Talon. Leagues especially just feel like places to like bump into opposing brews, see some sweet stuff. I might take some time to brew this up. You know, I actually brewed up a Pioneer version a while ago, and I really, really liked it, and it got banned out of the format because Copter and Once Upon a Time got banned. But I had a Pioneer version that I really liked. Like, I thought this deck was pretty good, but then Copter and Once Upon a Time got banned, and then it stopped being close to playable. Yeah, that's Zach. Zach Elsick, the guy who brewed this deck, Lantern Control, lots of decks. We played on the Pro Tour together, on the Team Pro Tour. Good guy.
Playing against Zach right now?
No. Zach is works for Wizards now. We're playing against one of his decks. Is what we're saying. Don't think I'd hate the second Unearth. This just like maybe lets us trade Lurrus pretty aggressively. I want to trim on forces. I think I like 2. Spell Snare seems good. Not sure how good Sprite is. Cut the visions. Yeah, I'm gonna use the restroom. I'll be right back. Do I know a guy named Braden Efferson? No. I didn't usually go to the... I haven't really been like a regular at a local game store in a few years because my local game store closed down, and there really isn't one that I love near me. They're all like 30 minutes away. It's a very sweet Hardened Scale... Oh, not Hardened Scales. Blue Steel deck. I'm going to hold the Bauble for turn 2 to trigger my Sprite Dragon. Our opponent's mulliganing to 6. I did not move. I've had the second room for a while, and I tried streaming it in the past, but I didn't have sound pads up, and I didn't have a good lighting setup, and I just like kind of missed the natural light of the other window. I was planning on moving soon, but delayed that move, so I set up this room. You know, we're in full-time streaming schedule now. Did not move though, same place. I do think the background turned out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. Although I wish my chair was just a little bit lower. I can't actually lower it anymore, but I wish my Wooburg deck boxes were showing a little bit better. I do think we'll probably like be tweaking it. This is just kind of the Mirror Superion, pretty cool. Play this off a Chief Engineer or a Grand Architect. 2 mana 5/6. Oh, sorry, I lost my. Our opponent took so long to resolve their mulligan, I forgot that we wanted to hold the Bauble. Whoops. Spell Snare actually feels kind of important to hold up this turn. I'm gonna play Sprite Dragon instead, though. Yeah, this is 1.0. I like it. I don't like that there's still like white space above the mats, so like I might want to just get another row, and then I don't like the white space on either side of this mantle, and I do like the mantle there, but I'm not like married to it. That was a mistake. Tribute Mage. You love to see it. I think I'm just gonna counter this with Archmage's Charm. And now we can drown the Spellskite. Although it's possible we just want to hold it up as a counter spell, so I don't think we're going to do that super aggressively. Spellstutter Sprite, also really good draw here with Sprite Dragon in play. You know, most of their deck does seem to be 2-drops. We know one of their 4 cards is Mirror Superion. Just going to Sprite this. Seems like an excellent Spell Snare matchup. Is our opponent dead if we go Drown plus Bolt? They'll be at 9. No. We're 3 damage short. I wish I could play like 6 or 7 Sprite Dragons. Honestly, that would solve like all of this deck's problems. Sprite Dragon is just plays so well with the Lurrus Bauble Shell. Bye. What is Dorat? Oh, the alternate art. Gotcha. Maybe I might use one, or I might use it. Yeah, I don't think we want Phantasmal Image. You just need all of your threats to be good by themselves, I think. Pretty easy force, in my opinion. Okay, so I'll hold the Bauble this time for the Sprite Dragon next turn. I guess this is holding the Bauble is bad against Thorn. That's a risk I'm willing to take. Okay, opponent either F6 their turn or doesn't have a second land, and they were leaning on that Aether Vial. Could get kind of greedy and hold the Bauble for next turn Sprite Dragon, but I'd rather just hit my land drop and keep the ball rolling. They're drawing an Academy Ruin, so if they play the Academy Ruins, we'll know that. Well, we can infer that they are were just missing land drops. Thorn of Amethyst is a really strong magic card. You know, it's like a non-legendary Thalia that's harder to remove. Opponent says it was a misclick, which is, of course, unfortunate. I think I just want to play Lurrus Bauble here. Of course, right? Want to know? Yeah, but like Thorn of Amethyst, very strong magic card. It's a a harder to remove Thalia, and you can play them in multiples. Has artifact synergies. Pretty cool. I might spend some time messing around with blue steel. I don't think you get any companions. I don't think you want Yorion. I don't think you can play Lurrus. Yeah, you definitely can't play Lurrus. Yeah, you don't get Zerda either. Rip Rob, 7 months in a row. Welcome back, my friend. Appreciate your continued support. Yeah, I'm a big fan of these islands. They go really nicely with the Sprite Dragon. Just like the flowers are the same colors as the Sprite Dragon, and it's also like a fairy island. Sprite Dragon is a fairy. Yeah, we already saw the ban announcement. I think that those are probably like the appropriate changes to make. I was surprised by the Zerda ban, but it seems like Wizards had some information about like Zerda's win percentage. That playing against a Yorion deck, I'm gonna mulligan. It seemed like Wizards had like just info about how often the Zerda decks were winning. That it seemed like the Magic players hadn't yet picked up on, which is kind of an interesting, ban philosophy or whatever, but it seems fine. I was for banning Lurrus in Legacy, for banning Lurrus in Vintage, and I also like no changes in Modern yet, because Modern actually feels really good right now. I think, and I do think I would like to see Bauble or Lurrus banned at some point, but I really feel like it's too soon to say which of the two should go. Definitely keeping this Force. My opponent casts like Rin in 6. I'm definitely forcing, but am I going to pitch the Sprite Dragon or the Mana Leak? Probably the Sprite Dragon. So this is probably the Temur Scapeshift deck. Oh no, Basic Plains means it's not exactly that. It's a Lightning Helix. Well, against the Lightning Helix, yeah, I'll pitch the Sprite Dragon, just like protect this one dragon. Wow, what a crazy good draw. It's almost like Mishra's Bauble plus Lurrus is just I don't know. I think oh, there's Abrupt Decay on top. Well, I'm still gonna play Lurrus here, and then they kind of have this hard decision of which threat to go after with their Abrupt Decay. If they have 2 removal spells, it's bad for us, but I mean even then we got a lot of value here. Nasif, thank you for the raid. I saw you were playing the Temur Scapeshift deck. How was that going? Oh, this is Niv? Yorion Niv. I think you're right. Land is not great here. But But assuming they can only cast the Decay and they don't have they don't have Decay plus 1 mana removal spell, I think either threat is going to win the game if we get to untap with Mana Leak. Copycat would be interesting. Yeah, new setup. Today's my first day of the full-time stream schedule. So I've got the new setup here. Thank you for your 3rd month in a row, Gabe. Gonna hold the Mana Leak. A second Abrupt Decay would be pretty disastrous. We're pretty all in on this dragon, I think. And a 3rd land in a row is also terrible. I think I might put on as Kaya's Guile. That's a very good draw. Yeah, I'm predicting Kaya's Guile here. Hard to say for sure. Mike Pick 7, thank you for your Twitch Prime subscription. Do appreciate ya. Certainly the best way to support the channel. Have I ever played Niv? I don't know if I've ever cast a Niv Mizzet, which I probably shouldn't say if Gabe is still in the chat, but it's not the kind of card I tend to gravitate towards. Yeah, I've been wanting to try out the Temur Scapeshift deck. I probably will play some soon. I think the deck looks very, very good. Unsub, yeah. Well, I said it before you subscribed. Well, I guess you probably can unsub. But I got the subscription first, at least. Yeah, their deck plays mostly at sorcery speed. Are they gonna have a sideboard Abrupt Decay? I guess we should play around it, right? I do. So it's really bad if this is bait, and I think it's kind of likely to be bait. Sideboard Abrupt Decay is probably not terrible. Nidoria, thank you for your 3 months. The Discord server is open to anybody, but I did just put up sideboard guides for Miracles, 80 card Soul Rider, and green-white Zerta Blade as a thank you to the subs. I'm gonna let it resolve. If my opponent gets Abrupt Decay, we can just draw 2 cards, and then, you know, maybe cobble together 4 points of damage. They get Assassin's Trophy. Well, kind of interesting. So I don't think about the Seal of Fires in this matchup. I think the forces are pretty good. Flusterstorm is fine too. It's good against Glittering Wish and Bring to Light. They also are not unlikely to be bringing in Veil of Summer. I do think we want the Unearth. I want to just trim all the lightning bolts too. Just play all the interactive spells. Seems fine to me. Yeah, Aether Gust seems fine. It's also good against Uro. So we're on the draw. Really weird hand. I think we're gonna mulligan. This hand just doesn't do anything, I don't think. It doesn't even have double black for Lurrus. This hand's interesting. Obviously feels kind of bad to mulligan a 3-lander into a 1-lander, but I like the Spell Snare for Niv. I think I'm going to keep this on the draw. If we draw 1 land in the top 2, we can cycle Unearth. This hand's fine. It's a pretty good draw. I probably would have mulliganed that if it were a 7-card hand, but on 6 in this grindy matchup, I'm okay keeping this. Yeah, Lurrus banned in Vintage, pretty crazy. And again, this is one of the most important cards, especially on the draw. Just Spell Snare for Wrenn and 6 seems to be pretty key in this matchup. We are super whitelisted today. Umori shops, hell yeah. I kind of just want to cycle Unearth. Be a little more mana efficient. And then, you know, we can opt on our turn if we miss a land drop. Well, we did get lucky on our first couple of draw steps, but it does stink to miss on 4 looks at a land there. And if we miss on the 5th look, we're going to be kind of cooked. Hangerback Walker is getting a Godzilla version. That's really cool. I'm very in favor of that. Don't think we're going to be able to tap out for Sprite Dragon anytime soon. If we get Veil of Summered here, though, this game is basically over. Yeah, Shahrazad, Falling Star, Chaos Orb being banned. Yeah, none of those are really, they're not power level bans. These cards just don't function in Magic bans. I think Veil of Summer can exist in Modern as long as Mystic Sanctuary is legal. I think if one is banned, the other probably should be. But like, I play almost exclusively blue decks in Modern, and I don't personally think that Veil of Summer is too good. Yeah, I think banning both is fine, but I'd rather just let both be legal if I was making the decision, and of course I'm not. That's what I would do. I would just let both be legal. I usually like to crack the baubles on my turn because we have Force of Negation. Although it is not great to crack into an uncracked fetch. Our opponent has a Niv Mizzet on top of their library. Yeah, discard spells have gotten a bunch of nerfs lately. And I do certainly understand the desire to, you know, make discard spells great, but I don't know. I'd almost rather just see them print a discard spell that can exile a companion than see like Veil of Summer get banned. Thanks, Mogan. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the new backdrop. It's nice to just have my own room here too. I'm sure Esther is appreciating it too, because she was always you know, having to be like quiet when she was like, you know, doing stuff in the apartment. But I thought that we were going to be here for like only a month, so I didn't want to change the setup, but we're going to be here for longer. And we can just never win this game. Yeah, I'm just going to go to game 3. Morning Dough Hater. And Athena is in the dog bed. I want to get a camera pointed at the dog bed at some point, but I was not able to get that set up for today. Yeah, I might actually be able to set it up for tomorrow. No promises. I'll have to look in my like box of electronics and see what I got. This hand is great. Yeah, I think they talked about in the BNR that they are open to, you know, errata-ing, which is, you know, I guess not a verb or an adverb, but it's you know, they're open to changing the way a companion works, and I like that. I do think it's good to wait on that, but I think that I'm glad to hear that they're open to it. Yes, I did, Kenny. Yes, I did. Seems pretty good to Spell Snare this. Talon, there's in the Discord, I put instructions in there in a channel. It should be in one of the channels. There should just be instructions to link your Twitch and Discord account. I anticipated that being a problem. It's a new room and a new background. I got lights, I got sound pads. I'm official, baby. Do I think the Sprite Dragon tempo lists live if Lurrus gets the axe? Yes, but I think they'll look pretty different. Guess we're going to Aether Gust this. Probably should have gotten Steam Vents. Don't really care if they put it on top. I think Spellstutter's, I mean, this is only the second match, but I've liked Spellstutter in the past. I 5-0'd with this shell in the past. So we know our opponent has Supreme Verdict. We can't get any value off of Lurrus here. I think I'm just gonna get in with the Spellstutters. Of course, like the idea is, you know, Sprite Dragon is a fairy, and so you get a little bit of a tribal synergy there. And you don't need very much to make Spellstutter Sprite good. The card is, I think, just pretty strong, and Lurrus is lowering the CMC of decks. This card is pretty good against Prowess. Like the only 2-mana 1/1 that's good against Prowess. I guess that's not true. There's Ariok Champion. Niv Mizzet would be a disaster here. Hopefully this is Bring to Light. Thank goodness. Although this is, again, still only 4 cards in the yard, so if they ever draw a 5-mana creature, we're in bad shape. Yeah, I've been wanting to get a sideboard too. I think we're gonna slowly and surely, you know, get all of the fancy dancy upgrades. So we know 2 of our opponent's cards. We know Supreme Verdict. We know, I guess, did they put the Helix on top or bottom? They put it on the bottom, so I guess we don't know 2. We only know 1. And that 1 is Supreme Verdict. And I suppose they also have Yorion. Should we be playing some number of Thoughtscour? Maybe. We have a hard control version that we're playing next that's playing 4 Thoughtscour. Yeah, damn it. Well, we're pretty dead. Can't let this one resolve, really. They get a Brendan 6, Teferi Time Raveler, and Assassin's Trophy. We get to Spell Snare the Rin. I kind of don't want to drown the Niv. I'd almost rather just force them to use the Supreme Verdict. Just have nothing to... We have no value to get off the Lurrus. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that was a huge punt. Yeah, I didn't realize that the Bring to Light Wait, Bring Light was on the stack, right? Isn't Bring Light still on the stack? If it was in the graveyard, it was a big punt. I'm assuming I'm wrong because chat is yelling at me. Okay, yeah, I didn't realize that this was in the graveyard. A punt indeed. Yeah, pretty big mistake. Yeah, we would just be in great shape, actually. Alright. Big draw step. Alright, Snapcaster Mage. So we know that our opponent has Assassin's Trophy, Supreme Verdict in their hand. Those are the exact 2 cards. I don't really mind going. I don't really mind taking 6. Oh, yeah, blocking and being able to replay off Lurrus is actually pretty nice. Yeah, I mean, we know our opponent doesn't have any burn spells in their hand. They have the Yorion, though. Yeah, I think we just have to pass. And if they play Yorion, we can Snapcaster counter it. And then they're going to Assassin's Trophy the Lurrus. Alright, so yeah, their hand is Supreme Verdict, Assassin's Trophy, and they have Yorion. I think they may have forgotten about Yorion. I think I'm just going to draw 2 cards. We can chump block the Niv Mizzet. Like, them having, like, the Supreme Verdict in hand, if we, like, kill the Niv Mizzet, just makes their Supreme Verdict so good. We have 2 Unearths also. Nice. Or maybe not nice, but something. Alright. They also have the Yorion. Seems like they forgot about it. They're drawing an Arkham's Astrolabe, which we're going to get to Spellstutter Sprite. The question is, do we want to Archmage's Charm to draw 2? I think we need to hold it for the Yorion. No, I've changed my mind mid-conversation. I think that we just need to draw 2. Yeah, and then do something like this, where we get to Unearth Lurrus and just force our opponent to Supreme Verdict here, and also get to draw a card. I mean, I suppose they could go for Yorion. It seems weird to, like, Yorion before Verdict. They drew Arkham's Astrolabe. They have Supreme Verdict, Astrolabe in hand. So I'll just go ahead and Sprite the Astrolabe while we know we're getting a Sprite target. And I do think this is going to incentivize my opponent to Verdict. Pretty exciting game. They forgot. It did seem like they forgot about Yorion earlier. So if we can find a counterspell for the Yorion, oh wow, second Sprite Dragon. Well, maybe we won't need to if we could just chain a couple cantrips here. Yeah, if they Yorion first, they do get another ETB. I think we need to bottom the Sprite Dragon, try to find a spell. There we go. Man, we've been running pretty hot the last few turns. I think I don't mind drawing Force of Negation. Spellstutter Sprite can also counter a 3-mana spell, which is pretty nice. Yeah, so even if they Yorion, we're going to have Spellstutter Sprite and Force to, like, counter any interaction that they find off of the Astrolabe and their draw step. So I think we're going to win here. Suppose if they find another Assassin's Trophy, we lose, but yeah, so that if they draw exactly Assassin's Trophy off of the Misty Rainforest, we probably lose. And I think we beat literally anything else, so just gonna right-click attack with both. Kind of can't believe we won this game. I mean, obviously we punted really bad on the drown, but we fought hard and got there. Really good game. Sorry, we haven't gotten there yet. They could have drawn Assassin's Trophy off of the Astrolabe. 2-0. That was awesome. That was really, really cool. Yeah, GG's, yo. Helix was the next card. I had interaction. Yeah, I meant Abrupt Decay, not Trophy. Sorry if I said Trophy. Yeah, really fun match. Really fun match. I didn't realize I could counter the Niv Mizzet. I had 2 drowns in my hand when you cast Bring to Light. I didn't realize the Bring to Light went to the graveyard while the Niv Mizzet before the Niv Mizzet resolved. I didn't realize I could drown the Niv, so I got yelled at by chat when that happened. Yeah, I believe that a 3-mana Teferi is out on your opponent's side of the field. Your Bring to Light can't cast a spell effectively. I think the spell just gets exiled forever. All right, 2-0 with Grixis Sprites. Before I did think that the Spellstutter Sprite was just better than Delver in this deck, so I'm glad that I think I still agree that is the case. I'm gonna hold the Bauble. Put in cap 7, no companion. Just gonna hold the Bauble. Yeah, I think that you were probably correct to Verdict. But I was trying to make you Supreme Verdict. That was the goal the whole time. I was just trying to make you do it. Okay, yeah. So this is either Ad Nauseam or Alice or Neobrand. And it looks like it's Ad Nauseam because of the Lotus Bloom. And this is a very good matchup. Spellstutter Sprite very, very good against cards like Lotus Bloom. I'm feeling really good. We have 4 Force of Negation in our main deck. I think that you should have cast the turn that you cast Assassin's Trophy, you could have also cast Yorion. I think you probably should have cast Yorion that turn, and then you could have flickered the Niv. I think that might have been a mistake. And again, because we have Force of Negation in our deck, I think it is correct to use both Baubles on our turn, although we do miss out on a little bit of information. There's a Spoils of the Vault on our opponent's top. Oh, I'm really happy to hear that, Yuki. I'm really happy to be streaming full-time. This is super exciting. It's something I've worked very hard to get to. And I think it's going to be a good chapter in my life. Yeah, no Pinted Prism is almost feels like we can't lose. Yeah, this is the official stream layer for now. I want to change it a little bit. I want to get a 4th row of playmats above the top 3, although I don't actually even have 4 more playmats because I sold a bunch of them a few years ago. I probably sold like 20 or 30 playmats, which I am now regretting. Yeah, Athena is. We'll get an Athena cam going. She's not, going to be forever out of the stream, and she's actually behind me right now, just laying on the floor. Interesting. So if we Seal of Fire, Lightning Bolt, that's 5 plus 6, not lethal. Is Bolt Snap Bolt lethal? 6 plus, no. So let's let the Pact resolve, and then I'm going to drown the Lotus Bloom. And if they have 2 packs and the combo, they can win. That's fine. That's probably not necessary, Andrew. I might just order some, but I do appreciate the offer. I also have like you know, other like just local friends that probably would loan me the mats. They're gonna, you know, spoils for Pact, which is pretty risky. They hit. All right. Well, I guess we could be dead. That's fine. I mean, I guess they can Angel's Grace, but they basically have to kill us here. I wonder how many Pact of Negations they're main decking. They're going to main phase Spoils. Wow. At 5 without an Angel's Grace. So I guess they're going to name Angel's Grace. But they died. Yeah. I like the cut of their jib for sure. That was probably the only way they could have won. Basic, thank you for your 2nd month of subscribing in a row. I do appreciate you guys. Been lots of support today. I'm glad that it seems like you guys are as hyped for the full-time stream as I am. I am very excited to be doing this. Something I did work really hard to get here, and also could not have done it without you guys. All that sweet stuff. Also, as a thank you for subscribers, if you join the Discord, I have sideboard guides up for the Blue-White Miracles deck, 80-card Soul Rider, and Green-White Zerta Blade. Discord is open to everybody, but the sideboard guides are just a thank you to the subs. Probably have to play a Brutality or 2. I might just play, like, actually 2 bolts. I hate Brutality. Just tapping out for 2 mana in this matchup stinks. Aether Gust is almost mostly there just to pitch the Force of Negation, but it also hits Veil of Summer. Maybe we should be playing 4 bolts instead. But, like, yeah, the burn spells are just pretty bad is mostly what's happening here. This hand's pretty good. I think that this is our best matchup. At least it feels like it is. Okay, I'm gonna hold the Bauble for Sprite Dragon. If our opponent plays Pinted Prism, it's possible that we can't jam Sprite Dragon on turn 2. I'm gonna opt here. If we draw Force of Negation, I will cast Force of Negation on this. We did not. I mean, that's okay. I think that it is good to just try not to die here. We don't need to resolve Sprite Dragon. We have Flusterstorm and Spellstutter Sprite, and you know, Flusterstorm specifically is very, very hard for our opponent to combo off through because it's very good against Pact of Negation. There's an Archmage's Charm on top, which I think I'm okay drawing. And they're drawing a Gemstone Mine. Robo Tony, 2 months in a row. Thank you for your kind words. Appreciate you, my friend. Alright, well, I will Spellstutter Sprite this Duress. Could get Veil of Summer, I guess, but at least we have the body in play. We could die if they have Angel's Grace, Thassa's Oracle, Spoils, but I think it's probably correct to not play around that. And let's go ahead and get the Sprite Dragon down with Flusterstorm up. Again, pretty unlikely that we die while we have Flusterstorm up. Jeff, I love seeing that you're continuing the give sub. Got so many give subs, you know, when I was talking about being laid off and stuff. And oh, well, I have 6, but I don't think there's like any way I counter this anyways. All right, they reveal 4 cards to get an Angel's Grace. Yes, there is a donation deck below DoHater. There should be a link into the Google form to do a donation deck. They're $30. We have one in the queue. Now we have 4 slots open every weekend, or sorry, every week. We play them on Thursdays. Yeah, see, like I'm pretty sure our opponent has Pact of Negation, but that is also one really nice thing about Flusterstorm. It just beats Pact of Negation in these kind of spots. I'd be very surprised if my opponent didn't have it, but even if they do. Real Dumb Guy also converting into a tier 1 sub. Hell yeah. Maybe our opponent will be a little salty and complain about us playing Flusterstorm. I've been playing 2 Flusterstorms in all of my blue decks for months now, and I almost just view them as uncuttable. Just like as long as Veil of Summer is legal, it's really hard to not have Flusterstorm, just to be able to win the Counterspell War. Yeah, definitely no pressure to subscribe. I'm just glad that you guys are hanging out. But those of you who do, I do appreciate you. Opponent's not conceding, which is cool. Love to see the warrior spirit. I'm just gonna play the Canal tapped. Well, we did get rated. We were floating, I think, at like 300 viewers before Nassif rated. But I am glad to see the stream get this big on the first full-time day. Your Woy, thank you for your Twitch Prime. Hell yeah, my friend. And post-board games. Post-board gaming. Post-board gaming. Post-board gaming. I guess the hype train is leaving the station. Blake also been gifting a lot of subs and gifting another one. Welcome, Teeny Bree. Teeny Bree. Yeah, I'm glad that the Athena channel immediately became everybody's dog channel. I'm a fan of that. Noblest of Dorks, awesome. Wow, lots of subscribers. Hell yeah. Wub, not to be outdone, gifting 5 subs. Thank you again. Yeah, it has been really just overwhelming to see all the support, and it is crazy to see just how on board everybody is for the full-time stream. Denominator, full-time hype. Reptar gifting a sub 2. Nidora gifting 5 subs. That's crazy. We're definitely back over 600 subscribers now, which is a really comforting place to be. This is gonna be my first time without like a a paycheck from a employer ever, really, since I was in high school. Crazy in my nazy. I don't think I missed anybody. I think I got everybody. Austin, thank you for gifting a sub as well. Appreciate all you guys. Again, I'm just glad you guys are hanging out. It's still kind of crazy that you guys are here every day. I really, really enjoy doing this. Thanks, Andrew. Yeah, but I just love how on board you guys are for the full-time streaming thing. Like, I'm honestly like, I obviously I tell my parents, and I have a good relationship with them, and they know I'm doing this, but catching up with old friends, just like telling them, yeah, I'm streaming full-time, every time I've told my friends that I'm getting into streaming, they kind of give me a look like, I'm glad you're following your dream, but it's not going to go well for you. And I don't know how to tell them that it's going really well without sounding like an asshole. So I guess I don't have to worry about catching up with old friends because of the pandemic, but eventually I'm going to get a lot of those looks again. Sorcerer Totus, thank you for gifting a sub as well. Hell yeah. Continuing the hype train. Got a level 5 really quickly. We're 3-0 in this league. Things are going good today. You just send them a link to the channel. Yeah, but I feel like that's... I don't think there's any way to do something like that without coming off as a douchebag, and I don't know. I kind of am thinking about going the opposite way and saying, yeah, I'm a full-time streamer now. I have like 10, 20 viewers usually. I'm about to be affiliate. I feel like just going the complete opposite way is probably the way to go. I once 5-0'd a league. It's pretty good. Oh, you know what? Playing this Delta was actually kind of shaky because I'm not sure, because like we need this to be a black and a red land. We also, Blood Crypt is really bad with Archmage's Charm, so I think we should have just played Island here. I'm probably just going to get Steam Vents, then we can get second black source for Lurrus later. How many channel points to hear gas, gas, gas? Good question. I probably should have that as an option, huh? Explore resolves. I might excuse me. I might just play it. Anyways. I might save it for later. Appreciate the kind words, Danny. I'm excited. I think it's gonna be a good and smooth transition. Esther is also super supportive and sweet, which is really the most important thing. That's bad. How many George Washington points? I don't know. 10 George Washington points. They're naming Nymph, which I think is really good for us, although we actually can't counter it. I suppose they can also just bounce the Cavern, right? Awesome, Toggy. That's exciting. I need to get some water. Gotta tickle in my throat. Okay, awesome. Also, I plan to be uploading YouTube videos throughout the week. I'm probably not going to upload one tomorrow because I'm recording. I'm going to be on the Dive Down podcast tomorrow, so I don't know if I'll have time to upload as well. But my goal is to pick, my favorite league from the day and just edit it up, cut it down a little bit, and maybe like do a little bit of commentary at the beginning. Yeah, they bounce the Cavern. We're pretty screwed if they have Titan anyways. I'm just going to kill this now. I don't think we can beat a Titan here. I'm going to upload one of the leagues from today to YouTube, but we'll be playing Miracles again soon. Maybe tomorrow. Be careful of cutting stuff out in leagues. What do you mean? I'm not disagreeing. I'm just not entirely sure what that means. Just like, ideally, I was just gonna chop between matches, like any dead time, like any queues behind the loading screen. Can we beat Primeval Titan? I don't think we can. Ooh, Ooh, they might Bojuka Bug themselves. Big brain play. Love it. We only have 1 red mana, so even if we draw... Okay. Yeah, we can beat the Private Time. Just need to draw a fetch land. Whoa, this is crazy. Maybe we should play around Force of Negation? And they're drawing a basic forest. We certainly drew the nuts there. I don't know if that can continue or not. We can force a pact. So they have to have an actual Titan in their hand. What pro do I look up to the most? Probably Reduke and Gabriel Deceive are the 2 that immediately come to mind. I also really like Brian Bronduin. Huey Jensen, of course. Zach Elsick is, you know, even though I look up to him less so because he's a pro, but more so just seeing how he interacts with the community has always been something I've wanted to emulate. Just he would just always talk to any kid at F&M about their deck and talk to them in depth for 20 minutes about everything, and he would just spend all his times on the weekend judging too. Just really, really love the game. Always wanted to be like Zach. Yeah, I think Gabe is great. I've always been a fan of Gabe, and it's pretty cool that we're buds now. Kind of surreal. Alright, plays a tap Teleria West. Surely our opponent's last card isn't Primeval Titan. Wouldn't you want to play the Titan first? Because that lets you... Because that lets you get more Field of the Dead triggers, right? I guess if you do it this way, you actually get to play the Azusa this turn. You know, for a card that we were never ever beating, it certainly took them a long time to actually cast it, which is fine. Okay, so let's bring in the Aether Gust and the Stroke. Do you think I like Flusterstorms? I think I don't like any of the burn spells. Don't like the Unearth. Explosives is kind of nice to be able to just kill the zombies over and over again. You could play 1 or 2 bolts. Yeah, BBD, I played against BBD once. He was an excellent sport, just a really good opponent. Just genuinely loves the game. Keeping this. I'm keeping this because we have a Mishra's Bauble. Mishra's Bauble is just so unreal in this deck. Alright, there's an Opt on top. I'll draw an Opt. Yeah, they probably only play 1 Azusa and then 4 Dryads. The Azusa is just not that big a deal. It's also seal. If you have a burn spell for Azusa, you know, it's not unimportant, but they also usually get their value out of it. Interesting. I really want to hold up Mana Leak this turn. I really want to hold up Mana Leak because they can go bounce land into Dryad. So I think I'm going to do that. Alright, I guess we're back. Everything just kind of froze for a second. I think it's a memory leaks thing. I'm going to try not to open any more links on stream. That's what we had to do for a while. I don't know. I'm using like a 40-foot Ethernet cord, which I don't think should affect anything, but it might. I'll mana leak and explore here. I don't know if I'm going to mana leak a Grazer. Miss Muffin, how are you doing today? Hopefully our opponent just plays a second amulet that we get 2 explosives on 1. I'm glad that I was only gone for a second there. Always stinks with, oh awesome. Play a 3rd amulet. Okay, I guess it can't be that lucky. Alright, so we're going to explosives on 1 this turn, and we're probably going to go Sprite Dragon plus Mana Leak next turn, so I'm going to save the Bauble for the Sprite Dragon trigger. Fetch Blood Crypt, so we have red mana. We also have black, double black for Lurrus. Doing great, Muffin. Doing great. Alright. It's fine, I think. There's a Force of Negation on top. I don't really think I want to draw Force here. Shuffle. I guess we could have played our land first, but I didn't want to fetch until I'd already looked at my top card with Mishra's Bauble. Yeah, I'm gonna leak this. I wanted to look at the top card of my library with Mishra's Bauble, and so I was kind of thinking I didn't want to have the fetch in play until then. But it would have been better to play the fetch than cast Sprite Dragon. Not that Mana Leak would have countered the dispute anyways. Okay, I'm going to Bauble myself because we have a fetch land here. Looking specifically for a counter spell on top. There's an Archmage's Charm. And I think the ability to counter a Titan here is high enough to not play Lurrus. And now we can Lurrus with Charm up, and I'll be feeling pretty nice about that. We also have engineered explosives in our graveyard just to, crush this Field of the Dead. There's a Snapcaster on top, which I'll draw. Explore. I think I actually like countering this. I kind of love trading 1 for 1 in this position. And countering this also makes the Mana Leak just a little bit better, and our opponent can no longer cast a Titan. I don't really think that we need to play the explosives like this prematurely, but it could be good. We can also just beat the field without the explosives. They even need 2 more lands before it's on. Now that we have both in play, I really like this basic island with Sprite Dragon. Like, just the colors of the flowers and like the colors of Sprite Dragon, I feel like they really complement each other. And I would recommend that you use this basic island with your Sprite Dragon. Okay. Going to game 3. Yeah, it is also fairy theme, which is, you know, pretty flavorful. And Athena is just the cutest ever. I'll try to get a camera set up at the dog bed. No promises that it'll happen this week, but soon. Yeah, I think that this is... I think Spellstutter Sprite is better than Delver, but I'm not 100% sure. Many percentage points. Delver does help the mana curve a decent amount. Like, we are kind of clogged in the 2-drop slot. I guess we cited in a bunch of 2s this game, so it's a little more realized this game, I think. Can keep this hand. Yeah, Sprite is also pretty good in just the Lurrus metagame in general. Put a mulligan to 6, that's a good sign for us. I will force an amulet. You usually have to. I think you could play Cutthroat Cure Kid if that's like the card, if that's a card you really think is good, but I've been pretty unimpressed by Cutthroat overall. They named Nymph. So, certainly gives us a clue as to what's in their hand. It's not a red land, so I think that I'd like to go ahead and Bauble. They're drawing a Hanowar Battlements. I did not move Tannen. I've had this other room for a while, but I've been using just kind of my living room instead because there's like natural light, and I was anticipating moving, but me and Esther decided to stay here for like 3 more months, so I set up this room as the stream room today. Oh, I should probably have a donation exclamation point, just James, but there is a all the info are in the panels down below. Gonna bottom the second force. No red mana for Sprite Dragon is bad here. Yeah, she's on the dog bed down there, Tannen. I'm planning on getting a camera set up for her soon. Also, ideally, we can draw Aether Gusts. Yeah, but not being able to just jam turn 2 Sprite Dragon stinks. We also can't counter this Dryad. Though our opponent didn't play the Cavern, which is kind of weird. If our opponent does nothing, I think I will just jam the Sprite here, get a creature in play. Does counter, you know, could counter a Pact. Man, top of our deck has not been super kind. There is a Summoner's Pact on top, which we have Force or Spellstutter Sprite for. It's going good, Tyler. How's yours going? Yeah, I'll just have the camera on Athena and then no camera for me. Big brain. They play the battlements that we know about. We know only about the Summoner's Pact in their hand. So I think I'm not going to play the Spellstutter Sprite, just in case we need to, like, Spellstutter Sprite the Summoner's Pact and then force. And this is a land, and we are thankful to draw it, but it's not a land for Sprite Dragon. And it's not super likely that they can Titan with a Cavern up next turn. Actually, yeah, maybe we should have had like these be Lightning Bolts. They do pitch the Force, but they do hit Explore, but they're not very good. Maybe they shouldn't be here. They also are good against Engineered Explosives. Alright, there's the bounce land for the Cavern. They're not going to float mana, but we can infer that they'll go for it next turn. So we can't stop a Titan unless we can find an Aether Gust off of the Archmage's Charm. Or I guess if they're on Summoner's Pact instead of Titan, we can maybe. Wait, couldn't they have floated mana and then cast the Titan? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they could have cast a Titan here. Or they could have cast the Pact looking for Titan. Kind of weird. Well, I'm going to jam Sprite Dragon. Kind of nice that we could counter another Dryad, although another Dryad is not very relevant. We just have to hope that they don't have an actual Primeval Titan and that they only have the Summoner's Pact. Oh, they might be trying to haste the Titan. Kind of like forcing here. Or forcing first, I should say. Veil of Summer, which Flusterstorm actually can't counter here. So we'll go for Spellstutter Sprite. If they have a second Veil of Summer, they do get to resolve the Pact, but they actually can't cast the Titan, I don't think. They could also have a Dispute. So we know one of their 3 cards is Cavern. They do have another spell here. It's Explosives, and we don't have Spell Snare up. That stinks. I mean, we do get to play Lurrus next turn. Alright, so their last card in hand is Cavern, so they're playing completely off the top. They're playing completely off the top. Kind of weird that they would bounce the Battlements. I guess they can just play both off the Dryad next turn. I mean, this was the spell we wanted to counter. I don't know if I'd say we were baited. I do think because we have perfect information, just bobbling our opponent, even though we have the Scry on the Spellstutter Sprite, has a lot of value here. Yeah, they're drawing a Golgari Rot Farm, so now we can kind of just breathe a little easy. Yeah, Titan decks usually are pretty good at drawing Titan, huh? Or at least if you want to be a good Titan player, I recommend that you be good at drawing Primeval Titan. So I guess we leave this fetch uncracked. Or we could play out Spellstutter Sprite for just a little bit of pressure. Yeah, I'll do that. We have plenty of counter spells for a Pact of Negation or a Amulet. We're just like using some mana here. Yeah, let's get Sprite Dragon down. And hope the card Primeval Titan is not my opponent's top card. If it is, don't think we can win. We can maybe beat it in a couple of turns if we can find an Aether Gust like off the Archmage's Charm. What's the oh no for Bagadouche? Bad Gabouche. They drew Castle Garenbrig for the turn, so their last card is the Cavern, which they seem unwilling to just cast. Oh, awesome. So that Aether Gust should more or less seal the deal. So look at the top card of our opponent's library. If it's just a land, we'll Aether Gust here. It's a Grazer. So yeah, we can just Aether Gust the Dryad. Get a Prowess trigger, and now we can attack with Lurrus. Could maybe have been cute and like Flusterstormed and Flusterstormed our own Flusterstorm, but don't think that kills our opponent this turn, and yeah, just a waste of time. All right, we are 4-0 with Grixis Sprites right now. I did really like this deck. I think we 5-0'd the last league we played with it. Oh, that's the oh no. 2 months in a row. Welcome back, my friend. Hope you're having a well day and a swell day. Love seeing that 2 months in a row. Well, I'm pretty sure we trophied the last time we played Sprites. I think we only 5-0'd once with this deck. Feeling pretty good. So again, the goal for today is to play Grixis Delver, Grixis Sprites, and Grixis Control, all with Lurrus and Bauble, and see which of those 3 shells feels the best. Yeah, can someone post the dono link in chat? I don't want to mess around too much because we're like recrashed earlier today. I don't want to mess around with links. But if somebody could post the dono list. Actually, if there's a mod in chat, if you could make a command for the donation decks. Alright, we won the die roll, and our hand is pretty good. Our opponent is not playing a companion. I think I'm going to get Watery Grave on turn 1. Just play a Serum Visions. Thank you. I will pet Athena after this turn. Thankfully, she's still hanging out here. She seems to like the new bed. She had like an old dog bed that's like, it's kind of beat up, and we have it out on the balcony for her. But usually she's just on like the actual bed or the couch. But I didn't want her to just be on the floor, and I knew that she was gonna want to hang out during the stream. So we got her a dog bed. And she's been liking it so far. Another no companion Serum Visions deck. Could be, you know, obviously several different things. Spellstutter Sprite is pretty good if this is the Rhinos deck. Yeah, same link for the build around me decks. You can, I don't, it's like the build around me thing is kind of unofficial, right? But if you just, you know, type in there what you want me to build around and then donate $40 instead of $30, I'll do it. Thank you, Squee. Yeah, I think Electro Dominance is kind of likely, and casting the Sprite doesn't play around it very well. But I like using Spellstutter Sprite aggressively. It could also be Storm. Storm is also definitely a possibility here, just blue-red Storm. Yeah, so right now I think the game plan for donation decks is still to do them on Thursdays, but we have 4 slots open instead of 3 every week. Right now 1 is filled, but it looks like another one is about to be filled up. I don't think I want to play Lurrus in Legacy. It doesn't sound like a very good idea anymore. How bad an idea is it to draw 2 cards with Charm? I'm gonna go for it. I kind of think my opponent's just playing Blue-Red Storm. If they put 2 Rhinos into play, you know, we can maybe beat that. Yeah, I think that I still believe Sprites are better than Delver. I wanted to try it out today, but I think the Spellstutter Sprites are just better in the shell than Delver of Secrets. Yeah, seeing a power level ban in Vintage is wild, but of course the companion mechanic is really weird to restrict. Right, they're going to counter the Archmage's Charm, which I'm pretty happy with. The Izzet Charm does make me think that this is the blue-red Rhinos deck, though, more so than Storm. Storm doesn't play this card. It could theoretically be blue-red Through the Breach. There's a Fiery Islet on top. Doesn't really give us too much info. Yeah, this could be Twin. Our opponent, I mean, it could be Kiki Twin. Yep, Twin. I'd love to draw a land. Yeah, it's just that deck. I have considered Jeskai. I don't think Jeskai sounds unreasonable. Honestly, the main card that makes me want to be black outside of Lurrus, of course, is Unearth. Having 1 Unearth main and 1 Unearth side has been really good for me in these shells, and I think that I don't want to shy away from that. Alright, Doe Hater, we're playing Taxes. Alright, so we've got 2 decks in the queue for today. We have Intellibeam, and I haven't seen his deck yet, and then we've got Taxes from Doe Hater. So 2 more slots in the queue. Okay, I'm gonna use my Drown here. How is this deck's mono's red matchup? I actually think that this deck has the best mono red matchup out of the 3 we're playing today. Spellstutter Sprite is really good against both, you know, burn style decks. I'd love to draw a black land. I guess if we Snapcaster Serum Visions, we don't have a blue card for Force. Maybe we could draw a blue card. We need to go for it. Our opponent suspended Serum Visions, so it kind of seems to me that they're out of As Foretold's, maybe out of Electro Dominances. Okay, and then we can... I think I'm actually going to top both and then draw the Spell Snare and use the Spell Snare to pitch to Force. And our opponent is drawing a Wooded Foothills. Sprite just, James. That's awesome. Hell yeah. This is for the blue. Oh man, I'm excited. Oh man. Hell yeah, James. I'm excited to build around the blue steel. I might consult my friend Zach and see how he would build it. It's pretty cool. The donations are like definitely a good way to, you know, in addition to the subscribers, have, you know, two revenues of income. And I'm glad that you guys are also on board for it. This matchup seems really good. I think we're in a trophy again with Sprites. We trophied on Friday with Miracles. I don't think I posted about it, but you know, I imagine everybody was here. WotC, Twitch Prime subscription? Hell yeah. I'm feeling really good. It's so nice. For so long, I've been streaming for almost a full year now, and for so long, it was tough to, you know, stream for as long as I did and then immediately like go into work. And my days were very often from like 7 a.m. to like 9 p.m. of just grinding. I'm glad that I get to put all my focus where I really, you know, in what I really care about, which is streaming. How do I feel about like a Nihil Spellbomb? It's good if they have Hour of red card. What is that card called? I'm just gonna play a Bolt instead. I don't think do they play Dreadhorde Arcanist? If they do, we could certainly be cooked. EE because of Rhinos. I think you're right about that. Yeah, we'll probably have to reevaluate sideboarding if we go to game 3. I'm gonna mulligan this hand. Another matchup where Flusterstorm is great. You just added a Bitstono for gas. Oh, just add one. Yeah, I think I will. I think I will add that. I'm happy how much you guys like the gas. It's like it's a bit of a meme in like my D&D group, and I'm glad that the meme has expanded to the Twitch channel. If I don't know a deck, are you gonna play it without complaining about the deck? Yeah, so I usually do offer. I try to keep the criticism constructive. I would hate for you to like spend money for me to play your deck and me complain about it. I try not to. I don't think that I've ever complained, but I probably have. And if I've complained about your Dono deck, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the new background. I think it turned out really well. Yeah, we have Esther to thank for the very precise, or for how good it looks, because I don't think I could have done it that well without her. No, I think Kroxa plays really poorly with counterspells. Also, like Archmage Charm and Kroxa almost feel unplayable together with just mana requirements. Yeah, I guess so. Only if it's your Dono deck, not everybody's. It's a pretty good draw. So we're going to get Electro Dominance on our draw step. Why draw step? I guess because this is Restore Balance. Does feel kind of bad not to have a blue card to pitch to the Force, but I'm just going to unearth this Sprite Dragon. Attack for 1. Oh, awesome. We used 1. 5-0'd with Sprites. So we 3-2'd with Delver, 5-0'd with Sprites. You know, we've played all 3 decks in the past. I don't think I've trophied with this version of Grixis Delver, but I have trophied with Sprites before, and I have trophied with this control deck before. So I'm going to open these chests, which I probably should stop doing, but these are actually pretty good. Containment Priest, Emrakul, Chancellor, Yawgmoth, Mindbreak Trap. Exhume used to be worth something. That was pretty good.